So,
Let's
hello.
start.
Yeah. Hello and a very good evening. I'm Kamna and I and Kanchan are the hosts for today's session. We welcome you to the episode of Talk Without Constraint, an initiative of Project Vedana. So, before starting further, let us brief about the organization and the project.
About Sarkari School. Sarkari schools serve as a platform where the untold story of teachers, students, and other well-wishers of government schools are celebrated. Gathering them in a single platform will be the catalyst for order. Sarkari school aims to find teachers and other people who take effort to provide educations for every child in their area. There are many kind hearts who day and night make school run and teach students to fly high. Apart from this, Sarkari school also take up the mission to educate children outside school educations. Children need to acquire many more skills to face the competitive world they soon will face. The 21st century, such as communication, leadership, critical thinking, problem solving, etc., Sarkari organization organize many events and workshops for it.
So, a little brief about Project Vedna. Project Vedna aimed toward creating awareness campaign to reduce school absenteeism or dropouts in girls during their menstrual cycle in rural areas through active involvement of youth in creative conversations around normalizing the taboos and stereotypes around periods. So far, Project Vedna has led a large scale initiative on reducing the absenteeism of girl children due to menstruation by many different ways. So we have today's speaker with us. So Kanchan, could you brief her intro?
So our speaker is Madhavi Tiwari, a second year student at Gargi College pursuing B.Sc Physical Science with Chemistry. She loves evening walks, scribbling by thoughts, extracurricular activities, writing poems, and many more things. Through this session, she plans on trying to remove the stigma surrounding the subject.
So we welcome you. Uh, so we the event, the series which work is Talk Without Constraint. It's a series where we invite guest speaker, which you are one of those. They will be sharing a first period experience, and also we all will engage in a conversation regarding menstruation. So let's start with the questions.
So your first question is Madhvi, where you were aware about periods before you had them the first time? If yes, then who taught you about it?
Hello. Okay, so before giving the answer of this question, uh, I would like to tell some about myself that from which area I come. So belong to a village, a very little village, where the education about this menstruation is not on the better level. So first about menstruation, I was knowing, but not from my parents, but through my elder sister who was strictly told not to share about it, but she told me out of excitement because she had got her first period, and very new things and very strange things were told to her. So she said all the all the restrictions, I would say, about menstruation. So yeah, from her I was knowing about it. And when I got my first period, as I was knowing before, uh, through her, and I was also learning about it on in my class. But in my class also, the level of education was not that much. Means teacher was teachers' eyes were down and ours too, and we were not looking at the figure on the blackboard. We all were very shy through that whole lecture of 2 to 3 days. So this is how I know.
Okay, so how was your first experience when you got the your periods for the first time?
Yeah. I was in class 8 when I got my first period. And as I have informed you that I was expected not to be learned about it. So when I got my first period, I went to my mother and with an expression that, oh, sit, what has happened to me? And I don't know about anything about this. And my mother told me all the things that do this, don't go there, don't touch pickles, don't go to the temples, don't sit among your siblings, it will be uncomfortable for you. And she gave me a wrap of cloths to use. So it was like that, and very bad atmosphere is there for about this topic about menstruation.
So, like you told that your mother told you that you don't need to touch that particular set of rule. So, could you little brief about what are the stereotype and myths that are followed at your home or you have seen at your relative place?
Yeah, I would say that each and every stigma related to menstruation I can find in my village. So don't touch pickles, don't go to temples, and have wash after 4 days with the hair wash, and no, yeah, don't sit on all the beds. Use There will be only one bed for the for 1 week, and you will have to be only there, not on any other bed or on any other couch. And in the end, I was told to wash all the clothes, all the bed sheets by myself. So it was a tough. It is tough still, but I'm not there, and I have to inform that I'm not going to follow any rule. It's like this.
That's something which we heard here and there often, that this set of rules are often followed in not in only rural areas, even in urban areas there are homes which follow this set of stigmas and stereotype regarding that. So with that, we move to like, was your school and now you are in college is in infrastructure menstrual friendly?
uh, Till class 10th, my school was in a village, and even in class 11th and 12th also, that school was not too much modernized, and so infrastructure related to menstruation was not too good, and even washroom were not too good for for even simple, for simple reason it was not good in term of infrastructure. And yes, when I came in college, after my coming into this college, and very recently they have launched a machine where you can put a coin of 5 rupees, and then you can take out your napkin. So very recently they have launched. So I am getting a good infrastructure from this college, and that is also from this very recent times. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I also think that it will take a long time that this infrastructure will be introduced in our kind of school, like in those areas. Not in even very good schools, these things are introduced, but maybe with time, these things will be introduced. So, as you know, that there are no tax on sanitary pads. There used to be 12% of tax on it. So, what are your views on it? That the government had removed there is no any kind of taxes on sanitary napkins. So, what are your views?
I think you are asking that what is your view on the this removal of taxes from napkin?
Yeah, like what do you think that what has been pros and cons of it?
Of removing taxes from napkins.
Yeah.
I think I think it is all beneficial. There is no harm, and it's a necessity. And very recently, I was in a meeting and I learned that there is a public figure who is working for this, who is working for removing the stigma related to menstruation. And she informed us in that meeting that the government is giving 8 napkins for only 5 rupees in government hospitals. And very few of us were knowing. Means in that meeting, no one was knowing except her. So it was a very new thing for us because we gave approximately 30 to 30, 40 rupees for that amount of napkins, and we are getting that the same quantity in only 5 rupees that government is giving, but there is no branding of that, and so we are not aware of that, and we are just attached to any brand, that this brand, that brand. So it is necessity, it should be removed, and government is really doing very good work in term of this. And then if any of get knowledge, proper knowledge, that their supply, that is these things are getting supplied in government hospitals, should go there to get that same thing, and their quality is also good. She was telling us that quality is this on the same level, there is no problem of hygiene like this thing.
Yeah, the scenario is that we are so much busy in blame game that this is government is not doing that. We often didn't recognize the true work done by them. Apart from that, the napkins which we use, like Stay Free, Whispers, and so much branded that we often forget that they are not eco-friendly. Like there are a lot
Yeah.
of sanitary napkins which are eco-friendly also. Like you tell also that I think there were some network issues because of that. It got disconnected.
Am
Okay,
I audible now?
even I
Sam,
also.
yeah, you
Okay.
both are audible and visible now.
Okay.
Okay, so the next question we have is, it's often seen that in our environment that, as you told also, that this topic is not discussed at a home, how your elder sisters told you quietly. So, are you comfortable in discussing about menstruation in with your family members?
So uh, I have a very interesting question, uh, story on this question. Actually, I used to teach my siblings when I was in class 11th. So I was like proper tutor for them. So, and for them also, menstruation was a very, you know, I don't talk about this. They were strictly, they were told that don't talk about this. And the whole environment is like that, that boys should not talk about this, they should not be aware about this. And if your sis if means your sister is getting period, that why you will not be aware that yes, this thing is also happening with her. And what is was happening in with us was, whenever we used to get our period, me and my sister, and we were like in one corner, and they used to come to us and like do this, do that. And from the other side, my mummy was saying, no, she can't do this, she is ill. So, and they were curious that what has happened to her, like this kind of thing. So actually one day I took their class, a 1 hour class. And in class 11th I was very fortunate that I got a teacher, my English teacher, who told us very, very comfortably all about all this. And her that 1 hour lecture in our co-ed class, and on that comfortable comfort level, made us comfortable. And also remove that stigma from our head, they from all of us, all the classmates. So I was very, first time learner I was learning about this, that we can talk about this also. It is a stigma. And people are, they have no knowledge about all these things. So I took their class, I told them, I taught them about the whole process, that this is a natural process and there is nothing wrong on talking about this. So after that, I'm very happy to inform that after that, now I can tell my brother that bring a pad for me. And I am getting my period, I am having pain in my stomach. And they they try to make us feel comfortable. They do all whatever they can do. They understand the very important thing, that they understand that we are going getting a 1 week long painful process. And now, and the very good thing is, now even after a similar incident, I am also comfortable with my uncle, with my father on this topic. One day I got my period and I was outside, and I was going to the I was going to a clinic to buy a napkin pack. And he asked me that where are you going, my uncle. And I told her I had no option. I told her that I have got my period and I am going to buy a napkin pack. So he told me that I'm also coming with you, let's go. And he bought that pack and paid for it. And I was like, it's very normal if you will try to talk about this, and if you will try to make them understand, because they were knowing about this. They were not knowing about this through us, but they were knowing about this through our mother, not also through their mother. Their mother had also not taught them about this. Not we were expected their children to talk about that topic, but they were knowing. And they had also got the same they had also attended the same lecture, same classes of their classmate on this topic. So I, on my level, I'm very you can say that I'm proud of myself, that I have made aware my siblings and my uncle and father on this topic, and I very comfortably now talk on this topic, and I'm very lucky that I'm such college where this topic is no any stigma and no, nothing like this. So
I think this is the best thing that we cannot label something that why they didn't know. It's a process, and it's very natural because they are grown up in that kind of environment that they are not supposed to be talk on that topic. But it's not like every single person is not ready to have a conversation with you, because in college we have conversation with lot of main part also, that and they are very easy going with this topic, and will engage you in a very good conversation. So it's all about the effort from both sides, and that could remove the awkwardness from like a society.
yeah.
It's like very informative also for family member. Like she said that her uncle gone with her to purchase the pad. That was like again a very enthusiasm things, because mainly people are not doing this kind of things. So if people are doing like this, again it's a great awareness that yes, it's not anything that we have to hide, but it's a natural thing, that it's not based on the gender, that only female should know, male should know. They know that, they identify like that, they didn't know that, but they know about it. So it's important to talk with them comfortably, that yes, I have this, I'm suffering from this. So again, that message was a great message. Thank you. So by this, next question for you is that have you ever missed your period? Uh, and like, have you ever
Yeah.
missed your period in like in your schools or in college just because of that reason?
No, actually,
In for what reason?
no, no, it's
I'm
get
saying, I'm saying, have you ever missed your college or your school due to periods? Like, if
Oh,
yes,
oh,
that what should be the reason?
okay, okay, okay. I have got. Actually, I'm very fortunate enough that I do not get that level of pain during my menstruation. So I have never missed my class due to this.
as you know that there are a lot of dropouts happen in rural, in whatever areas. We cannot say only in rural areas, and a lot of absenteeism also from schools, that girls are often drop out, that you have reached certain age and you have got menstruation, now you don't need to go to school, or there are other further reasons also. So according to you, what can be the possible reason for absenteeism and dropouts during menstruation, and how can we as an individual work for this issue?
Uh, First thing that I have noticed is that pain. You know, some girls get really very horrible pain during their menstruation. So this is the one of the reason. And another, I will say that infrastructure in schools and colleges, they are not on the that level that they feel comfort in their menstruation period also to come in college and attend their classes. So infrastructure, and one more thing that I will add, that is on my experiences. uh, Even parents also do not feel that comfort in sending their children, in sending their girls to the college or schools during their menstruation. So these three things I feel that are the reason behind it.
I agree with you. Along with that, I personally think that one of the reason also is uh, there are lot amount of women and girls who still use cloths. They don't use sanitary napkins. Like if I talk that the government which is providing sanitary napkin at low prices is not yet available in those areas, and they are supposed to buy these expensive sanitary napkins, which is termed as tax free, but it's still the price of it is high for those people whose earning are very low. So I think because of the use of cloths also, that you need to
Uh,
change it frequently.
Actually, I would try to correct you that These napkins on the low prices are available in every primary and secondary hospitals, government hospitals. The reason is that we do not know. These things are not in our knowledge. So we are not knowing about this. That's why we are not getting the benefit of this scheme. But these napkins are available everywhere in every primary and secondary. Uh, Even I have also used. Yeah, I have also used, and they are not inferior than the all the branded napkins. They are on the same level.
I agree with you that they are available. I think one of the main reason is non-availability of these napkins is also
Knowledge,
that
lack of
we,
knowledge.
yeah, along with that, there are people who are holding those positions in those hospitals are also not very honest with these people, because I
Yeah.
have personally seen many people collecting all the sanitary napkins and get back their home and not providing them, which is supposed to be given to those people. So I think this is also the reason that people didn't get that, along with the lack of knowledge.
Yeah, if that's a very different thing because it will be like policy and public and government. Uh, One thing that if we will be aware about it, we will be using it and we will be demanding it. So knowledge is the most important thing. I feel we should make others aware about this scheme so that they get benefit out of it.
Okay, and as we know that during girls suffering from the periods, they are not like able to go somewhere, or even they don't want to go. Just like later we talk out that fear of stain, fall, and smell. So, according to that, my question is that are you always very conscious in public places around people while menstruation? And if yes, then what was the reason?
Again, same thing that I'm very fortunate that my menstruation process is not on that level that I do not feel uncomfortable during my menstruation. uh, Even I do not feel that there is any except the burden of washing my hair in after the 4 days and washing my bed. I do not feel any burden. But yeah, one more thing I would like to add, that you were saying that student girls do not go outside. So, I have a little bit knowledge of this, and I would say that in past these things were made to give rest to that those girls who were menstruating in their times. So these rules that don't go outside, don't do this, don't do that, was just to make give them rest, because we all know that in past times all human beings were very hardworking. They were used to do all day to night hard work. Means very busy schedule, and most of them were physical work. So they were told not to do this. But with time, people have connected all this with different kind of social issues. They have connected menstruation to religion and pickers don't touch pick. I don't know what is the logic behind it. Even after being a science student, I don't know. And these are the things. But if you're if I am complaining of washing beards and hairs, but there is science behind it, I know. And it was just for fun, that it is for our hygiene, and it was connect all these things were connected, so that on the basis of on the under the pressure of rules and regulation of that person had told to follow it, you should follow it, because this wrong thing will happen. So this was connected just to make sure that we all are using it and we all are following it, but there is no science behind it. But now you know what has happened with time, that this thing has got a very opposite turn, and these things are now termed as stigma. So we have just removed the science from the main reason, and we have left it with unlogical things to follow.
I will totally agree with you on this thing because the rules and regulation which were made in past was just to give that but woman rest. Because as you say also that women used to be very include in physical work, and now they have been termed as such that they are stigmatized, like you are supposed to do that. Like this should not be the scene. Definitely it should be related to hygiene and one should take care of that. That is different thing, but compulsory of that you are supposed to do, otherwise this, don't do that, don't do
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
It has taken a very different turn, and that subjectify women's process, that it's very natural and you are surrounding it with a lot of stereotypical that you are not supposed to do that, you are not supposed to do that. So with that we have next question that as you say that hygiene is very important and those rules were for hygiene. So in menstruation the whole 4 5 days or even longer for some people, how one should take care of their diet and hygiene according to you?
Well, in terms of diet, I think I'm not the right person. But yeah, for hygiene, I will say that daily bath is necessary, and you know, a girl who is getting menstruation, her period, so she should change her pad regularly. On the same pad, you can't proceed for one day. Means you are having bath in the morning, you are using one pad and you are removing it after a day on the another day. So it should not be exceeded for 24 hours. And regular wash of vagina should be make sure. It should be made sure to, because most of the infections takes place there. So regular wash of vagina. And one more thing, that there are many chemicals, many like V wash, these kind of things are available in the market. But we should not go for it without having any proper knowledge about that. Because I was also using V wash, uh, but I learned about that product, and I am not criticizing any product. I may have not proper knowledge, but whatever I have got through the different platforms, that these products are full of chemicals and very harmful chemicals, and we should be very aware before using it on our uh, sensitive parts of our body. This, and in terms of hygiene, I will not say that use soap or any this chemical wash for that. Simple wash with water is necessary, and it is enough for the hygienic process.
Okay, as you said, it is right. And the next question about this is, how do you think public places like school, court, office, railway station, airport, etc. can be truly made menstruational health and hygiene friendly?
Can you please repeat your question?
Yeah, sure. How do you think public places like school, courts, office, railway station, airport, etc. can be truly made menstruation health and hygiene friendly?
uh, Before, without using the term menstrual health and hygiene, for simple health and hygiene, we used to see that our airports, bus stands, like this, all these public toilets are not on the good level. Their management is not on the good level. Even in Delhi, I have gone to many, you can say that, monuments, many places, the historical places where visitors from outside of India come to see the glory of our country. But the toilets of on all those places also are not on the good level. So if we talk on the menstrual health and hygiene, it's definitely not good. without clear proper management of dustbins, uh, without proper supply of water, and even those pads machines should also be lost to make sure that all the girls and all the even, yeah, I will say that outsider that visitors should also get the sense of all the availability in our country. So with these things, water supply, dustbin, pad machine, these things should be launched, soap should be provided, because we have recently gone through the pandemic and we have got a lot of lesson on this thing, hygiene. So these things should be made sure, and it's not only for government, it's our also our duty also. We should also make sure that we are not um, going against any management, any hygiene rules. This is my take on this.
I totally agree with you that along with government, it's our individual process also. Like it's often seen that we often go to washroom and let it be dirty. Like we think that it's a responsibility of someone else. They will come and clean, and it remain the same. And then we blame that government had done not done. Like how we are. Because there will be time that you are also visiting some place and it has been getting dirt by some other people. So I think it's, if we take as an individual responsibility, uh, we could also help government. What government task is, it's different. What our individual, we could definitely take effort. Okay, so it's said that periods are very painful for many of the women and girls. Sometimes it's very harsh, like they have to some can't even sit properly and they have to take medicines also. So what are your take on period sleep, which is in lot of discussion that it should be introduced?
Period sleep. You are talking about period sleep. I will say that yes, it should be provided, and uh, there will be no any injustice if we are getting that period leave. There is no injustice with those boys who are not going to get their monthly period. We are the only one who go through all this process. One thing we can do for my kind of people who do not get that level of pain, and for whom menstruation is not a burden, means it's not a burden for any one of us. It's a very natural process, and we are very lucky that we go through this. But for people like me who do not get that level of pain, I will say that one thing we can do is we can have the report from our gynecologist, and if we, before getting that leave, we can submit that in our colleges, in our offices, for that leave. So it will make the a fair leave for all the those persons who really need it, because we can misuse it also. That is my take.
Yeah, exactly. Like in previous answer also, that it's depend on individual's choice, like how we are supposed to take advantage of that. We often misuse the rights which we are given to us, so it's totally depend on us as a person. And I also agree that period leave should be introduced in workplaces also, because there are women who have to, like, 9 to 5 shift are there, some work 24/7. And the period introduction of period leave doesn't make a woman inferior and she's taking any kind of advantage. One can, like, if you know about those period stimulator which is introduced and are introduced basically to make men and boys understand the kind of little bit of pain that how women are during those time. So I think this is also a very good thing that one can get idea of that how much a woman, not all definitely, as you say that you didn't get that kind of pain, but there are women who get lot of pain. So through this maybe kind of respect come into that that we should talk about that, and we should give them some kind of rest. So this is a very good thing, and I think period leave should be introduced everywhere, and whoever is needed should be taken advantage of that.
Yeah. As we all know that we even didn't feel comfortable while talking about the menstruations or while suffering from, as we know, even we can talk about the boys, because sometimes even girls are also not comfortable to talk about this menstruational conversations. So, do you think there is a need to normalize conversation around menstruation? Give reason for the same.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree, and I believe that this conversation regarding menstruation on this topic should be normalized. Then there are many benefits, but few I would like to say. If I am getting my period, I am all alone in my home. There is no one for me except my father or my brother, to whom I will ask to bring my pad. Definitely to my father and my brother. But if they are not knowing about this, they will not understand that what pain I am going to getting, because there, except pain, there are many things also. There are uncomfortableness you feel during when you get your period. So they should be aware that through what you are going. The same person when get married, that understanding help those male persons in having giving a proper company to their partners. When they get their period, they can help them better during home course, all the course of the household. They can support, they will understand the pain, and they will have sympathy for them, and they will cooperate in their all the work. In office places also, in buses also, whenever there are reserved seats for women. But except that also, we get whenever I come to my home, or whenever I go to my college, I do not get seat. But there are many seats which are taken by that male person. But when they will understand, they will have a little bit idea about it, and they will, before occupying the seat reserved for women, they will think about this thing, that these are the girls, and they get a lot of pain for during their in their months. So they will have that understanding, and that understanding really help in having a good relation between a male partner and a female partner, even in college, in office, in relationship, in marriage, or in all these places.
Okay, so I totally agree with you again that it should be normalized. The conversation should be normalized because, as you say, also that it will help, like even in a place where you don't know anybody, and if the people around who have the knowledge of it will help that person who is going through period and has nobody to help.
Maybe she is facing network issue.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, you are audible now. Okay, so there was a very network issues. So with this last question, and with this we came to the end of the so we are extremely honored to deliver the vote of thanks for this episode. And it was lovely hearing you and know about your opinions and how you have came so far in normalizing conversation around it. So I hope you had a great time. Any message you want to give us to the youth regarding menstruation?
All I would like to say is menstruation is a very normal, natural process. On the individual level, all we can do is we can educate our siblings, our parents also on this regarding this topic if they do not feel comfortable on talking on this topic. So everyone has their capacity to do deliver something extra in this you can say revolution. There are many people who are doing their best like sarkari school organization. There are many individual person also who are doing very hard work to remove this stigma from society, because in some point in their life they may have faced and they have faced some issues regarding it. So on the individual level we can educate our siblings, our parents, our family members, or any all the people who are in our contact and who are not too much they do if they do not have proper knowledge on this. So we can tell them, we can make them comfortable, we can teach them that this is a very normal natural process, there is nothing wrong in talking about this. That's all. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. I hope you, Madhvi, you had a great time, and I hope you continue to be and talk about it openly. Had a great time. Bye bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye bye.